Faff.
Welcome back to FPL Faff with Jez, Jack, and Jim. I'm Jez.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Jim.
Guys, what happened this week?
So much.
Big week.
Liverpool were nowhere. So this is Monday night, and the Southampton Liverpool game has just finished.
I'm not upset about it.
Even
though I've blanked on a Trent, in fact, the most expensive defender didn't get me any points, and the most expensive player in the whole app game didn't really get any points. So I'm still not upset about it.
I'm not. I am a bit upset about it. I was hoping for quite a big week. I was hoping for a big week, and it was all riding on the Liverpool game. I'm going to go 24 out, which is just finished, by the way. 1-0 Southampton. They played very well. 24 hours prior to this, we found out the news that McCarthy was out.
I'm so angry about that, actually. Yeah.
All three of us.
And then, regretfully, I look on my bench and Button is my sub-goalie for God knows what reason, when I've already got McCarthy in goal. It should be a no-brainer to have Forster. Anyway, he goes and gets a clean sheet, which is probably unexpected, to be fair, but it happens. Obviously, Salah does nothing, as does Trent. And James Ward-Prowse and Danny Ings turn up. So, yeah, bad end of the game week. But I ended up on 74.
There's a bad start of the game week as well, to be honest.
Oh, it was not. I was
horrible
flying.
Start.
I was having a great
start.
time. You know, I think it was... I'd played 6 players and I was on 65 points.
It's insane.
I still had a good game week, all things considered, but... I'm going to end up on 75 points, and I feel a little bit hard done by, considering the start that I had.
Jack, what points are you going to have?
I'm going to finish on 74 points. 1 point behind. It's too bad. What are you going to do? You can't really do much. It's 74. I don't know why I'm feeling bad about it. Good, very good score. Brings me up to 1,050 overall.
We could have captained Mo, just saying. I was thinking about it.
He was my vice.
That would have been horrible.
I was very close to captaining Mo Salah. I ended up going with Harry Kane. I went from my team, McCarthy in goal with the biggest zero you'll ever see.
Big fat donut.
John Stones, I'm pleased he's getting a good run. He's a nice price point, and until the Chelsea game, he was looking great. Unfortunately, that 93rd minute goal killed me, so he finishes on 2. I started Mitchell, Tyreek Mitchell. Is he going to get a run of games? I bloody well hope he is. A lovely 6 there. Trent coming in with 2. So Stones and Trent on 2 and Tyreek Mitchell on 6, which is hilarious.
What is this game coming to?
Honestly, nice midfield.
At least you got 1 clean sheet though. I didn't get not 1 anyway. Continue.
Yeah,
well, Jim, that's because you're bad at FPL. Please continue, Jack.
Still number 1.
Oh, here we go.
I played 4 in midfield this week. 3 out of those 4 got double-digit hauls, so no complaints. Thomas Souček again, fine. He's scoring every other game for West Ham this season, so absolutely thrilled with that. Coming in with 11.
He's Slabhead 2.0.
Yeah, but he certainly is. Bruno with the 10, tucked that penalty away nicely. And Son with 13. And of course, Salah with 2. That is, if I'm right, that is 3 blanks on the bounce for Mo Salah. He needs a rest. Yep. He's played 390 minutes. The fixtures, to be honest, for Liverpool don't look that great as well. I mean, he's staying in my team, but I'm a little bit concerned about his run of form, I've got to say. I captain Kane, big 24 points, no complaints. And then 2 points again for Calvert-Lewin and Patrick Bamford. To be fair, I wasn't expecting too much from Bamford. Tottenham away. Was definitely hoping for at least a goal from DCL. He hasn't scored in 5. So that is something that I am thinking about. Not necessarily in the near future, but certainly in a few game weeks' time. Pretty weak bench. I'll talk about it quickly. Button 0. Romeu, I think he was just finishing off his suspension. Is that right? Today. Yep. So he came in on 0. Dallas with 1. And my first sub core foul with 6.
Ouch.
Not
Sue
fun.
foul. Nice.
Jim, how'd you go?
Very nice. I think I'm gonna finish on 69 points.
Yo.
So McCarthy 0, Chilwell 1, Alexander Arnold 2, Cancelo, which should have been at least 6, at least
Not sure about that one, mate.
2. Guys, I keep bringing in a fifth midfielder every other week, and they never do anything. So I was hoping El Ghazi would have done something. He was so close to do something. No, he gave me 2.
You brought in the wrong Aston Villa player, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, should have been Traore.
The way that Traore's been playing, he needs to go straight
you were thinking about Traore, and he's finally hitting form, to be fair to him.
It's mad.
He's hitting form. Ross Barkley's still injured, so there's nobody fighting for his place. He's got free run of it.
Yeah, it's insane. So Souček with the 11, that's bittersweet for me. In fact, when that happened...
I told you, Everton, small club mentality.
When that happened, I'm going to go into it in a bit, but when that happened, it was the first game of this game week. I played my free hit straight away. I made my free hit team for the next game week, and I'll go through that very shortly, but that's how pissed off I was. Anyway, Salah with 2, Fernandes with 10, Son with 13, Kane I captained, gave me 24 points, lovely, and Bamford with 2. On my bench, Button 0, again with you, Jack. Why is that not Forster? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Zuma 1, Ayling 1, Brewster 1, so I didn't lose any points on the bench, but mad, it was all my midfield, and a smart captain choice that saved my week. Still number 1.
Very nice.
Jez.
Let's talk about that last statement in 2 weeks' time. Anyway, I'll go through my team. So this week, like both of you guys, I had McCarthy with a donut, Chilwell with 1, Dallas with 1. I did play Charlie Taylor, but he's injured and he didn't play. Oh no, sorry. That game was called off due to COVID. So I have Bednarek coming off my bench with a clean sheet plus 1 bonus, so that's going to be 7 for him. I've got Bruno with 10, Salah with 2, Son, who was my captain this week, and I was copping a bit of stick from you guys through the week about that.
Were.
The importance of pens, all that. Outscored Harry Kane. There you go. My highest scoring player is also my captain.
Well done.
Effective 26 from him. Souček, Slabhead 2.0 with 11. Zaha, regrettably, I held on to him and he dropped value and then did nothing. 3 from him. Harry Kane with 12 and Bamford with 2. So I feel pretty good about that. On my bench, I've got 1 point apiece from Brewster and Strujic. So, happy days. And that'll take me to 75.
Nice.
You're both clawing little points, though. So you're clawing your way up there.
I've been doing quite well the last month, really. I've been gaining up points. I remember there was a stage when I think I was about 150 behind you, Jim, and now it's, what is it, like 70-ish?
Yeah, about that. I've had rotten luck. And so that's why on the blank game week, I have gone in on my free hit.
Tell us about it.
Press go.
So, you guys haven't heard this. I haven't shared this with anyone yet. So this is pretty much live. I haven't made any changes. Actually, no, I've made one change. One big change since the Everton game when I first did it. So I have got Darlow in my goal. Mm-hmm. He's away to Sheffield, so that's a clean sheet given. I've got Wan-Bissaka at home. No, away to Burnley. I've got Stones at home to Brighton. I've got Cancelo at home to Brighton. I've got Kieran Tierney at home to Crystal Palace.
Nice.
And he's my turn-up king of this week. Turn up king! Kieran Tierney. Incredible goal. Arsenal were incredible.
That harmony was excellent.
It was. We should do that more often. No, we really shouldn't. Anyway, Kieran Tierney, that was incredible. I'm going to go on. I kept Son. I've kept Fernandez. I brought in Marcus Rashford. I brought in Kevin De Bruyne. He's got my captain. I've got Kane and Lacazette up front. On my bench is still Button. It doesn't matter. Davis. So Davis is 4.3. He is the cheapest forward you can get.
God.
Yes.
I have got also Stephen Alzate. I can't say his name.
Alzate.
Yeah, he's 4.3 as well as a midfielder.
Yep.
I think he's the cheapest midfielder you can get.
Yes, he
And
is.
also, I've got Tyrick Mitchell.
Yes, you have. Wow.
Of course I have. Because I don't, I went bare bones because I'm not expecting my bench to come in on this free hit. I have gone all in on both Manchester sides, 2 in on, two in on both North London sides. So
Very nice.
one, Darlow. So I'm hoping Newcastle will turn it up, and I've got 0.1 in the bank. Both Kieran, Laka, and a few others have gone up in value as well. So I'm quite happy with it.
Tidy. Jez, what are you looking at?
So I'm looking at a pretty similar squad in a lot of ways, but also
No.
a slightly better squad. So
As if.
I'm also going to be starting with Darlow between the sticks.
Ugh.
Cancelo in at back. Okay, I've got Kilman in there. He's kind of like a backup, and because he's really cheap, just in case, I've got Wan-Bissaka for 5.3. Oh, what am I talking about his price for? I've got Wan-Bissaka in.
Kieran Tierney.
Sorry, I'm going to start that again. Kieran Tierney, #TurnUpKing, and I've also got Tyrick Mitchell in at the back. In my midfield, I've got Bruno Traore is coming in. I've got Son still in there. Raheem is in the middle as well, and Pedro Neto. And I've got Kane, Calvert-Lewin, and Wilson up front.
Very nice. Very nice.
So you're going quite big on Wolves and Everton, aren't you?
So honestly, the 2 Wolves players that I have are probably going to sit on my first and second sub. Kilman and Mitchell are kind of like backup players for me, just in case one of the other 3 defenders doesn't play. I don't think it's likely, but just in case, to have a little bit of cover, and they're dirt cheap, so fine. Neto's in there, again, just in case somebody doesn't play, a squad gets rotated, whatever. That's fine, but he's going to sit on my bench, and there was nothing else interesting that I wanted to do with that spare cash. So that's what that is. I'm going big on City, United, Spurs, and Newcastle. I think they're probably all going to win, and I hope they all win with clean sheets.
Nice. You haven't actually activated your free hit yet, though, have you? Do you see any problems there?
Look, no, I don't think any of these players are going to go up overnight tonight. So the lockdown in England was just announced a couple of hours ago, so I want to wait and see what the ramifications of that are on football. In the event that football's called off entirely for next week, I don't want to be sitting there with my dick in my hand and having just played a free hit.
Oh yeah, nice one, Jez.
No offense there, Jim.
Full well that I have. I just want to say, because I've been trying to snake you both. I read on the BBC Sports website that the top flight football the elite football is going to go ahead.
Nice.
Oh, so hang on. Does that mean that everyone bar Arsenal gets to play?
Wow.
God.
They were the best team this game week.
To be fair, they were actually.
They were incredible. It was West Brom, but they were incredible.
Holding. Oh,
I
mean, West Brom got
Jack,
a point
ever
against
since
Liverpool.
you shouted out Rob Holding on this podcast, you've breathed new life into that ugly, horrible footballer.
Mate, he's got 19 points in 2 games. He's a 4.5 million pound defender. I'm livid at myself for backing him because it was a good shout, but hating myself for not getting him in my team. Yeah, very disappointed in that, but you learn from your mistakes, right? I, much like yourself, Jez, I haven't activated my free hit, not because I'm not going to, but more because
I wouldn't.
There's just too many uncertain things right now, and they could be pulling fixtures, they could be adding fixtures. It's a congested schedule. I have no idea what's going on. But the intention before Tuesday the 12th of January at 4:30 in 8 days' time is to play my free hit. And as it stands right now, I have a squad which is which leaves me with 0 in the bank, which is a slight risk. The only thing that keeps me kind of positive is I suspect Son and Fernandes to go up in value. I have both of them in my team already, so I'm not too concerned about that. Lacazette surely will. He scored 3 and 3. But he is actually not going to come into my team. I'll run through it now. I'm going triple Arsenal, triple United, and triple City.
Wow. Nice.
So I've got Leno in goal.
Okay.
I'm gonna play 4 at the back with Rob Holding, Maguire, which isn't ideal, but I think he's guaranteed points. He's going to play for sure. Stones and Cancelo at the back. I'm going to play 5 in midfield. Rashford.
God, it sounds like mine.
5 in midfield, which is Bruno, Rashford, Saka, Son, and De Bruyne.
Saka, interesting.
Yeah,
okay,
love
yeah.
that.
And I'm playing one.
Saka was great.
And I'm playing one up top, which is Harry Kane, which leaves me with a bench of Callum Wilson. I'm going to have Tyrick Mitchell as my second sub. And I've also gone Keenan Davis, 4.3.
Wow.
All of which play apart from Button. So if there is any rotation risk, which you'd like to think in the space of 8 days there won't be. But if that is the case, at least all of my outfield players could come on in that instance.
I would probably play Wilson because, I would captain him as well.
I mean,
Sheffield.
to be honest, I'm playing Wilson. I'm thinking about armbanding him too.
So the only thing I could do, I might have Holding first sub because I've got Leno in goal, so I've got that Arsenal clean sheet covered. But I just feel like I don't really want to play this free hit because I don't really like any of these. I think the most interesting fixture is City, Brighton, and I don't have
not even United.
No, I don't think so. I think it's difficult to go to Burnley. I think they'll do anything to try and make United not score. Yeah. And we know that they're pretty old-fashioned with that. With City at home, Brighton can't do anything right now. That's where I think the only mistake I'm missing here is not having De Bruyne and Sterling. But that is, I think that's too difficult for me to try and fit in. So happy with the way it looks for now, anyway.
Well, I'm captaining Kevin, so big Kev. Hopefully he'll turn up.
I will probably captain him as well.
I hope he doesn't. I'm very worried for this because I don't currently have Big Kev in my team. Do you know what? Should I upgrade Sterling to Big Kev and get somebody garbage in midfield just instead of Neto because he's going to sit on my bench anyway? No. Is that a sneaky no?
I wouldn't do that.
That's a sneaky move because I don't want you to have KDB when I've got him in for 1 week.
No, I don't think that's a sneaky no. Sterling's on fire. Well, if you got both of them, fantastic. But Sterling, he's got attacking returns in all of his last 4 games. He's got 5 and 6, in fact. So I'm choosing De Bruyne because I fucking love the guy. But I would not worry at all if he had Sterling and not De Bruyne.
I did have Sterling in when I first played it when I was watching the Everton game, but I've only recently took him out for Kevin because I think Kev's gone back up again, 0.1. Then that's the only reason why.
Okay, so I'm gonna pose something else at you guys. Do you think it is worth getting rid of DCL for Keenan Davis and getting rid of Neto for Marcus Rashford? That's a straight swap, even leaves me with 0 still.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's stronger anyway. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Jack, do you want to take us through the transfers in and out this week?
Yes.
Just before, sorry, I forgot to mention my tiny turn up for this week. My tiny turn up has to Tony. It has to be Danny Ings.
It does have to be Danny Ings. He's back from another injury. Look, as much as it pains me to say that goal was spectacular.
So good.
Trent needs
So
to get in the
good.
bin right now. He needs to hide his face a little bit because that was embarrassing.
It was. Funny start. He has given the ball away more times than any other Premier League side.
I was surprised to hear that.
But he hasn't played for every game.
And he's still giving away the ball that more than anyone else. It's insane.
To be in his defense, like a lot of the time he's putting balls in the box, which
he is,
the success rate is very low. A lot of defenders sit back and pass between each other.
But return.
Equally, he has been quite bad this season.
Yeah. He was taken off as well by about the 70th minute or something. So
yeah,
not good.
I mean, to be honest, at this stage, I wouldn't be.
Team.
I wouldn't be completely surprised if James Milner started in right back.
I'd be gutted if he did, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. Actually, in fact, my biggest concern with Liverpool is Salah blanking 3 times in a row. I'll tell you what it does do. Actually, I know we'll get into this in another week, but it probably changes my thinking around my game week 19 captain. Which is a shame because it was nailed to be Salah, but I think 3 blanks is probably cause for concern. And now I'm looking at Bruno.
I'm sticking it firmly on Bruno.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into we'll get into the transfers.
Transfers out.
Let's do it.
As always,
transfers out. Yeah, the handy reminder. Transfers out.
Transfers out. OUT out. We'll always go with the top 10. Actually, kind of worried looking at this list. I own a few of these players. Number 1 is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We talked about him last week.
Yep.
It's another blank. Deservedly, he's at the top of this list. I'm sure his value will plummet soon enough. Salah is number 2. As we just talked about, 3 blanks. He's expensive. Most expensive player on the game.
Also, he hasn't got a game next week.
He doesn't have a game next week. That's true.
Neither does. Yeah.
One of those though. Like, I mean, for me,
I don't think that's the factor. I think a lot of people are going to be playing their free hit anyway. It's worth mentioning if you are, because we all learned something tonight, and how long have we been playing fantasy football? If you do make a transfer this week, you use your 1 free transfer, and then you activate your free hit. That transfer won't carry to the next week. It'll revert back to your team that you had before making that.
And just to add on to that, if you went into minus points to make that transfer, those minus points still stand. So you could go and make 40 transfers and you're minus 120 points. Although you won't have those players for the next week, you still lose those 120 points, which I thought that's a flaw in the game, surely, because you want to try and take advantage of price rises right at the start of the week, surely.
Just don't activate that transfer without pressing the free hit button. That's all you got to do.
What it is though is, I'm going to think about this for future game weeks. If I anticipate I want to make a transfer for this season, double game week 19, and I know that I want to play my free hit on game week 18, I need to get that transfer in for the double in game week 16 because otherwise it's getting a real kind of bottleneck up.
Correct.
I've been stung by that. I mean, so admittedly, I have had some injury problems which have mounted on that, but yeah, that stung me. I did all my calculations. I worked out exactly when I was going to transfer in this player, that player, everything, and then I learned this, and I went, oh shit.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, but I knew your plan wouldn't work perfectly. Sorry.
Oh, do you know, I just had the worst luck there. I went from injured defender to injured defender to injured defender. 3 weeks in a row, I brought in a player, and they either didn't
that was
play.
So harsh. That was so harsh.
Like, what do I have to do to put 3 defenders on the pitch? You know.
Yeah, we'll carry on with top 10. So number 3 is Chelsea's maybe his best right back. I'd say so. Reece James. He's out for an unknown date with his hammy. A second Chelsea defender in this list, number 4, is Kurt Zouma.
He'll be out next week for me.
So his value will start to fall. I'm sure there's a lot of people who've got him in and all the rest of it. Patrick Bamford, number 5, which
That's because he's got a
that.
blank. He's not playing in game week 18, so of course
I guess, yeah.
he's got a blank. But then in the double, they've got Brighton and Southampton, which you'd like to think
I'm
fairly decent.
looking at that.
But that would revert back, you know? So these are taken into account free hit transfers outs.
Yeah. So
I get, that's true.
so that's a slight shame. Number 6, despite getting an assist tonight, is James Ward-Prowse.
I understand that. Their fixtures don't look great on paper, even though they've been turning up consistently. He's been sort of okay. He had that period where he's turning up big time, and then he sort of hit a little bit of a dry spell. I think that one sort of makes sense for me.
But
I
also,
look at Southampton's
he's on a blank.
He is on a blank. That is true. I look at Southampton's fixtures though, and it doesn't scare me. Even though there's no real kind of green fixtures in there, like to walk away not only with a clean sheet but to beat and obviously beat Liverpool is huge, and they're playing really really good football. So they've got Leicester, Leeds, Arsenal, Villa. I'm not too concerned, particularly with a defender, because for McCarthy, you might get the odd clean sheet, you'll definitely get save points. I'm probably going to stick with him for a little while longer. Number 7 is Jamie Vardy, who got an assist on the weekend, but I watched that game and he was nowhere for large parts. So if that's anything to go by, I'd certainly say so. Number 8 is Benjamin Chilwell. Number 9 is...
That makes me very sad, but unfortunately it makes sense too. I'm looking at Chilwell. I think come week 21, if things don't improve, he might find his way out of my side.
Yeah, I'm going to keep him.
He's so good going forward, but Chelsea are a shadow of what they look like. Even last month, Frank Lampard. I as much as I love him, I saw something the other day. During the Abramovich era, I think he's got the lowest points per game out of every manager that Roman Abramovich has ever brought into the club. So it's a nice story that he carries with him. He's a young English manager. You want to see him do well, club hero. It's not looking good. He spent so much money on Werner and Havertz, and they're just not doing it. He can't find a way for them all to play together. It's a real shame.
Yep.
Number 9, just to finish off this, is James Justin, who it feels like every game week is going to be his last game before Pereira and Castagna come back. All of a sudden, it's another 90 minutes. He hasn't missed a minute all season for Leicester. The one thing
Interestingly, Castagna has come back, and I think he was actually rested on the weekend because the game before he was back and playing.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I think James Justin, what he is doing is he's making a case for
his spot.
He is proving himself. It's hard to get rid of him. He's playing really well.
Honestly, he's probably been their best player.
He has. He's been great. James Maddison's starting to pick up form. I think he's someone that we should probably talk about in a few game weeks' time. I like him a lot in that number 10 role. And James Justin, his job isn't to get goals and assists, but he's got 1 goal, 2 assists. It's just clean sheets. If Leicester got more clean sheets, they've only got 5 this season. He'd be a really strong pick. But I can understand why people are starting to get him out. And number 10 is Wilfried Zaha.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that one, Jez?
Oh, I feel very disappointed. I thought they had a favourable fixture at the weekend. I thought surely he would do something. Do you know what? Crystal Palace just can't get him the ball. He makes good, intelligent runs, and that they can't beat the first man.
Watch him turn up against Arsenal as well.
Oh, and he will too.
Yeah.
He will, but he won't be in my side when he does.
No.
Top 10 transfers in. So a few players from the same teams here, which is always unsurprising. Number 1, you got to love this kid. Bukayo Saka is
so good.
Is top of this list. 2 goals and 2 assists in 3 games. What a player he is. I absolutely love him. Future of the club. Kieran Tierney is number 2. Goal, assist, 3 bonus points. 18 points he pulled in.
Do you know, I
18.
think that goal that he scored could be the goal of the season for me.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh, he absolutely tore Dean Furlong a new one. It was in. Mate.
He has even announced his retirement yet. If not, he should.
It was a great goal. It was a great goal. It's one of those though, like I was looking on Twitter and they
The
were
game
like,
needed that as well. It was 0-0 just before he just one man army and just destroyed that. Yeah.
it was a great goal.
So
I
good.
was on Twitter after the game and they were saying, and Liverpool fans were saying, Kieran Tierney scores one goal and does one amazing piece of skill all season. Where's all this for Robbo in particular, who's just having an absolute blinder for Liverpool this season? Thought it was very, very funny, but also fairly true.
I agree. But
Number 3,
Robert hasn't done a goal like that.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Thomas Souček. So unsurprising to see that. Number 4 is Aaron Creswell, who deserves that. I'm a big fan of him this season. He's been fantastic.
It's scaring me that he's not on my side.
6 assists. He's on the dead balls. The interesting thing about these top 4 players is the cheapest of these 4 is Souček at 5.2. The most expensive is 5.4, Creswell and Tierney. So if you're looking for differentials, real, cheap value for money ones, they're the players. Number 5 is Bruno. Unsurprisingly, I think he'll be a price rise overnight.
Yep.
Kevin De Bruyne, number 6. Number 7 is Callum Wilson. Number 8 is Cancelo, who's just kind of forming that place from, I think, how many 90 minutes? He's basically been playing every game since game week 5, hasn't he? He's been fantastic. Big fan of him. Number 9, we've already talked about him on the transfers out list, but he's also in the transfers in, is Patrick Bamford. And
that's weird.
Yeah, well,
On a blank.
yeah,
I do wonder how many of those are bringing him in and then playing their free hit, thinking that
They're gonna keep
they're going
him
to
in.
still have him.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
I think those are mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just, people who are not even thinking about the free hit and just want to get him in for what looks like quite a nice run for Leeds.
Oh, yeah. Not everyone will be playing a free hit. That's fair. Yeah.
I guess so, but if you're not playing a free hit, then
And
you're
you're bringing
effectively
him-
just playing one player short. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
to me.
because you're bringing him in to not play. It's weird. Yeah.
Exactly. And number 10 is Emiliano Martinez, Villa goalie, who's top goalkeeper this season. He's having a great campaign.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm kicking myself right at the start of the season. I was gonna get him in. I talked about it, then I chickened out, and I went with Matt Ryan. Great
Shoulda,
choice.
coulda, woulda.
Oh, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, surely he's leaving in Jan, surely.
Yeah, right.
He has to be.
God.
He's lost his spot. He hasn't been even on the bench for any of the last 4 or 5 games.
He hasn't signed a
You have to
contract
think-
either. Like he'll be leaving.
Yeah, he's going to be gone, unfortunately.
He had a good
I like
season
him.
last season as well.
Well, he's a good goalkeeper. I think Brighton were just playing bad this season, and his form just wasn't there. His confidence wasn't there, and it's unfortunate. I think
I'll
he's
be
a good
interested to see where
goalkeeper,
it goes though. Like he's a full international for Australia. He's played in the Premier League for a number of seasons now. I'll be curious as to where he goes next because it's not obvious for me.
No.
No, I don't know where he's going to go. Honestly, I think he's... And in the January transfer window, unless there's some team in Europe with an injured keeper and they're like, oh, we need a stopgap, I don't see where he's going to fit in.
Jez, you want to take us through the free hit fixtures? Sorry, not free hit fixtures. The blank game week fixtures.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say free hit fixtures. I was really confused there for a second.
Guys, I just want to shout out that I'm on, for some reason, I'm 35,000 in the world right now.
Way fantastic. That's massive.
Wow. Do you know, I've just actually cracked the 500k. I'm pretty happy about that.
Love
right now.
that.
Nice one, mate.
Love that.
I remember about 5 or 6 weeks ago, I was livid that I was like 2 millionth or something. So things have turned around.
Definitely.
Okay, so the fixtures for this coming shortened game week are first up Sheffield's Newcastle.
Oh, bleak.
Turnip.
I think it might be the turn.
Yeah, this is definitely it.
I'm trying to look now.
Okay, no, so don't make fun of me here, but I think that the last game of the game week is going to be that game.
Do you think Arsenal, off the back of a 4-0 win and 3 wins out of 3, are not going to turn over Palace?
That is what I'm saying to you, yeah.
No.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, Sheffield, Newcastle, we'll get to that when we get to it. What are our thoughts? 8-0 Newcastle.
No, this is the turnip. It's going to be 1-0 to Newcastle.
You're right. It is going to be 1-0 Newcastle.
I have also got down 1-0 to Newcastle.
Yeah. Okay. Burnley, Man U. This one.
I'm going to say 2-0 to Man United.
As am I.
All right,
Bruno and Rashford.
We're all just going to agree on everything then. Okay. 2-0 United. Wolves, Everton.
Honestly, I think this is 0-0.
I think a draw. I do think a draw as well, but I think this will be a close game. I'm going to go 1-1.
We need to win it. Everton need to win it, but yeah, I think 0-0.
Do you know what? As much as I like to make fun of Everton, I think that they've got enough in their tank to get over Wolves. I think there's going to be
huge
2-1.
Wow.
Yep. Manchester City, Brighton.
3-0 Manchester City.
3-0 Man City again. We agree, Jim. This will be a walkover.
Conservative.
It will be conservative, but it won't be. It won't be a 4 or a 5 or a 6 because they don't need it to be. There's a lot of fixtures coming up. They're gonna cruise to 3-0. It's gonna be 60 minutes, and then you're just gonna have this absolute beautiful display of sideways passing from Rodri and Gundogan for the last half an hour of the game.
Yeah,
it's gonna be short
Gundogan
passes.
is a shout, by the way. Yeah, Gundogan is a shout.
No, I don't agree. I think this
he's
game...
also really cheap.
Well, he's not...
Yeah, he's like 5.4.
He's 5.5, I think, isn't he? But
he's the same as Saka. Same price range as Saka, if people are thinking about free hits.
Yeah, I would much rather an attacking player like Saka rather than a player who plays for a good team but is a DCM, personally.
Yeah. Pep Roulette, yes, but he's starting every game at the moment.
Yeah.
He's been great.
Some players are starting... I wouldn't trust him to start every game. I wouldn't trust him to get points every game. That's just me. I think Manchester City are going to beat Brighton 2-0. Aston Villa, Spurs.
This would be a very good game.
I think 2-1 Spurs.
Jim, I've also got 2-1 Spurs.
Have you?
Right, okay, well... I obviously wasn't privy to your conversation through the week.
We literally haven't done that.
Do you know what? I kind of feel like Aston Villa might do Spurs, or it could be a draw. You know what? I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah, I really want Spurs to dick on Villa, to be honest, with, of course, a Traore goal. But I don't see it happening. And this is my turnip for the week.
No, okay.
Arsenal, Crystal Palace.
So Jim. Oh, I was just gonna
2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, that's I can't believe it. I was gonna say before you give your prediction.
You guys agreed on every single fixture.
Honestly, well, no, you said 0-0 Wolves Everton. I think it'll be 1-1. I think there'll be goals, but
okay, fine.
But I also agree 2-0 Arsenal.
Wow. Okay. Sorry, Jack. Sorry.
No, mate. Love that.
Yeah. Well. But there is another game.
Is there? Have I missed this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Oh, no, you haven't, actually. Does Game Week 19 start the next day?
Yes, it does.
Wow.
Got it.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Before the most important game week of the season, possibly, there is 12 hours, if that, in between them. So, guys, that's everything for this week. I'm a little bit concerned going into this week. I'm not going to lie. I've got a lot invested in these next 2 weeks, and if I'm not in the number one spot by the start of game week 20, I don't think it's going to happen.
You have put all your eggs in one basket, but there's always the wild card to bail you out if you need it. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But also, there's a lot of people who won't be playing their free hit and then a bench boost the week after. And the fact that you are, Jez, I think is a huge differential in your favour. So it's a hit or miss, but I think you thought about it long and hard enough to make it worth it.
You're hearing it from me first. Jez is going to play his second wild card in game week 19.
Yes.
No. I have too much pride. Even if that would be the smart choice, no. Oh, God. Can you imagine?
I just know I'm going to get a message and then it's just going to be like, so...
Oh, I'm going to be losing my brain, losing my mind, yeah. Anyway, guys, that's everything that we have in store for this week. Until next week, this has been good.
Faff.